Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. I'm Daniel, aka Floppy Penguin, and I'm here at Bowler Smart IQ in Jacksonville, Florida. And today we are going to be doing something exciting. I'm going to be drilling my Hammer Effect Tour Edition. And the reason I'm so excited about this is because this is one of the additions to my arsenal for the USBC Open Championships. And I am genuinely excited about the fact that I'm drilling it pinned down. Now, I wanted to take a minute before we get into the bulk of the video where I actually roll this ball, which is coming in a few minutes. I just wanted to explain why I went pinned down with this ball for Nationals. So as we've seen, the team pattern looks to be a little slightly shorter than the doubles and singles pattern, which looks to be a little longer and higher volume. So with that said, I'd really like to take advantage of the track area, which appears to be where the majority of guys that are scoring super well in team are playing. So I would prefer to throw a reactive resin ball with an asymmetric core and a very smooth and semi-strong cover to help keep the pocket in front of me and not have to give it away a ton between like 10 to 13. So I went pinned down to help the ball be very forward and smooth off the end of the pattern, which is where that last angle comes into play. Speaking of angles, our layout for today is 40 by 4 3/4 by 75. Now, to just break it down, if you'd like a more in-depth view as to what all those numbers mean, click in the corner of your screen right now to watch my most viewed video of all time, which is explaining layouts. But for today, we're gonna go 40, which is a medium number to get the ball to skid a little bit less and to pick up just a hair sooner than medium, which would be 45. 4 3/4 is a semi-long distance for the pin to PAP, which helps this ball cover a couple more boards right to left. And me being rev dominant, it's always nice to have that little extra help with me wanting to play left, but the last angle is going to help not force me too far left because that 75 on the last angle means forward, forward, forward off the end of the pattern. This ball is not going to make a dramatic motion down lane, but instead it's going to be very graceful and very forward off the end of the pattern. So those two numbers really work hand in hand to help get me a good number of boards covered, but also to go very forward off the end of the pattern, so I don't have to worry about this ball jumping on me or forcing me too far left to be uncomfortable where the pattern is likely to be its flattest. So with that said, let's go ahead and get this guy drilled. I'm also going to be throwing it on a test pattern that I made to mimic the team pattern because I specifically think I'm going to get more use out of this ball in team, and I might end up throwing it in doubles and singles, but I've already talked about my strategy for that, and you can watch that video by clicking in the corner of your screen now to see which ball that I want to take 2 of to Nationals this year. Shout out to Coolwick for being our sponsor for today's video. Be sure to be cool with Coolwick jerseys and use code FloppyPenguin10 as appears on your screen now for 10% off of your next order. And you can even be as cool as me wearing the Glizzy Gladiator jersey, which I love because who doesn't love hot dogs, right? So be sure to visit Coolwick.com and use code FloppyPenguin10 for 10% off of your next order. And thank you to Coolwick for being our great sponsor. Hello everyone, Daniel here, and I'm with Alex again. Yep, you might remember him from the last video. Go check it out if you haven't seen it yet. And today we have 3 lanes going because we are doing 3 different patterns. I made some alterations to the Open Championships patterns that I made based on what I've seen and information that I've gathered from people. Obviously, I don't know what the actual patterns are. And then also, same deal with the TAT pattern. True Amateur Tournament starts in a couple weeks in Vegas. I'll be going out to that. So we have a test pattern on lane 17 for that, but that's going to be our next video, so be sure to wait for that. We're going to get started on 15 and 16 with the Open Championships patterns. Again, to remind you guys, team is going to be on the left and doubles and singles is going to be on the right, just my creations. And we'll see how close that they actually play in a few weeks whenever I'm out there. So Yeah, and then we got Alex with us today, resident two-hander. You ready to bowl today?
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, cool. Had to get him some words in there. Don't want him to feel left out. But thank you guys for watching. Let's kick it. I'm gonna be wearing the mic today because there were definitely some comments that want me to, so I'll wear it. So there we go. Let's do this. So we're just getting warmed up right now, and if you haven't seen my video on breaking down the lanes as a team, I highly recommend. This is a great time to check it out in the corner on your screen. Just getting warmed up, throwing the hyperdrive, 7 maybe. Oh, I hit 7. It's actually not terrible. I even have a new ball from track, Paragon Shadow, that I've been trying lately. I don't know if I'll take it to nationals, not planning to, but we'll see how it rolls today. Missed a little left on that one, but you know, still shaped up a little nice though. That ball does hook. All right, Hammer Effect Tour as well. Pinned down, Brandley newly drilled. Oh, what a hit. Let's try a little deeper here. Let's try hitting like 12, 13. Good shot. Ooh, money. All right, let's see how repeatable that line is. 13 at the arrows, like 9, 10 down lane. And I pulled it. Oh, but it doesn't matter. Oh, that's good. Let's try the Sublime Focus. Just get a little symmetric option. It's probably not broken down enough, but 1 and 1 left where the Effect Tour was. Good shot. I mean, it looks good, but definitely not time for that ball yet. We're gonna keep that 1 and 1 left where I moved with the Sublime Focus. And look at 14 here. Great shot. Ooh, a little bit much. I like that it's pinned down so it's rounder, but that was a little bit much, so I can go a little left off that. That looks good. So what I'm now thinking, so I'm on the doubles and singles supposed pattern, I'm thinking if I go like a 2 and 1 left here, it should be good. Open up the angle a little bit. Look at 15. Good shot. Just like that. I love it when I actually do what I say I'm going to do. All right, now we are going to try the strategy from the strategy video, which is taking the level. The very first ever shot that I am throwing with it, you are about to witness. And I'm gonna throw it where I threw the Sublime Focus. Oh, dude. That's a daddy right there. So, I think we're gonna try up 8 here. Right up the 8 board. Arrows and break point. Looks good. All right, little light mixer. See, I like how smooth the shape is, and I really like the shape of the ball. So I'm really excited. Not super a fan of the black and white, because it looks a little weird going down the lane for me, but I love the ball motion. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm gonna try what it does on the team pattern as well here in just a minute. Let's try another shot with the hyperdrive before I switch over to the team pattern. I wanna try hitting 15 at the arrows here. See how it shapes down lane. Good shot. Shape up. Okay, so that's what I really like about that ball, and that's why I think that's going to be my best starter ball for doubles and singles, is because I've got a little lane shine on it, so it gets down the lane very easily, and it retains quite a bit of motion with a little bit higher pin of a layout than I would normally do on an asymmetric ball. So I really like it, and I think that it gives me that really good motion to give me some miss rim too. So that's probably gonna be my starter ball, but we'll see how team goes. So if I remember correctly, last time I was hitting about 12 at the arrows with the IQ AI and had a great line. So let's see how the level compares on that line. This is my first shot on this pattern all day with anything. So we'll see how it goes. Should have struck. But I like the shape a lot, actually. So that is the same line, I believe, that I was hitting with the IQ AI in the last video. And, you know, I'm standing, that shot I was standing 25, looking at 12. Got it to about 7, 8 down lane. And, I mean, ball had a really good shape still. So I think that's definitely the plan for team, is to try something like that and kind of see what we can do to bank off of that. I'll throw a shot with the IQ AI so you can kind of compare again, because I did add 1 foot to this pattern as compared to last video, but that's really only the change that I made to this pattern. The other pattern I did tweak to make it a little easier, the doubles and singles one, but the team one I really just added 1 foot to. As far as the IQ AI goes, I have a fresh 4,000 on it, which is what I like to keep on this ball, especially being pinned down as well. It has my favorite layout, 70 by 5 5/8 by 75, and so we're gonna see what it does from that same line that I just threw with the level. Standing 25, looking 12. Let's see. Little left. No hook. I think it might not have enough surface. My condolences to Alex, who just got a ripping messenger on the 10 pin and I failed to record it. Let's try that again, but I'm gonna move my feet 1 right to cut down the angle and see what happens. Closer, but still a similar result from washout to a 2-4-10. So I think with that ball, that's definitely gonna need some breakdown before I can throw it on the team pattern, which is good because I have the level. Those two combined, I think, will be good for a first and like third game. But for the second game, it'll either be a second level or maybe even the Effect Tour Edition, which I'm going to try next. Let's try hitting 13 here. And that is not 13. Oh! Oh, did you see that hook? Jeez. Now he got 10 back. Let's try moving to 26, looking 13 and throwing a better shot here. Good shot. Ooh, overhook. Okay, so that makes sense based on how I missed right and it hooked back still, so I need to adjust a little bit further with that ball. I almost want to try like opening my angles a little bit. I'm 14 here. Good shot. But yeah, it's just, you can't open it too much. I'll move a little right. All right, so angles were too open last time, so let's move to 28 and 14. Came around it a little bit. Looked good. So coming around it, just accidentally I guess, but coming around it helped get it a little further down the lane. And with that ball being pinned down, that's ideal. Because for me, being a little rev dominant, it helps the ball see the lane a little better, get a little further, save a little more energy, and really drive through the pins instead of leaving that flat 10 like a lot of ASIMs will with the way I throw. So that was actually really good. The Sublime Focus, I love keeping at 360, 3000. Seems to be a really good surface that works for this ball. You know, to kind of mimic what a lane shine might feel like. So with that said, I just want to see what it does. It might be a little too much on the back end for this, but I'm going to try that same line that I just hit with the Effect Tour Edition. Pretty good. Really not bad. Really not bad. And a little more forward off the spot instead of rounded. All right, so now we're going to answer the big question that I'm sure a lot of you want to know out there on the interwebs is, can I throw urethane on this pattern? I have my Zen U on the other lane, but I've got the IQ 78 here in front of me, so we're gonna try that first at least, and see if it looks good from right. So with this one, since this is my first shot with it today, I'm gonna stand on 9, look at 4. A little too direct, so it really grabbed, but I'll make a slight adjustment and see if I can throw it better. I'm gonna stand 10 and look at 5 and try to be a little more direct here through the fronts. I still got it going up the lane a little bit. Let's try something different. Let me try being a little more comfortable here, standing 8, looking 3. That's a pretty good shot. Thanks 10. With adding that foot, I still don't think urethane is the play. I might try adding some surface, not today maybe, but if I had a little more surface on that ball, like 1,000, maybe 500, it would look pretty good, I'm sure. But the question is though, if you're bowling team event and you've got some guys using urethane with a lot of that surface on a pattern like this, how long does that look last? Especially if it is 41 feet like I've got out here today, that's a big question. So you always have to take that into consideration. But I think honestly, I'll probably stop with the urethane today and throw the level a couple more times, get a couple more shots with that. Let's see what it does up 4. Actually up 3 like I just hit with the IQ 78. Missed a little right. Wow, but it picked up and hooked in. So actually, that shot kind of tells me that ball's kind of nutty. I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of that level. You know, this is actually my first time ever throwing a, like, similar to a not urethane, but a urethane type ball. And I've been really impressed with what I'm seeing today. So that's a great sign. Again, I'm standing on the 8 board looking at 3 at the arrows. Oh, I missed right again. I touched like 1.5, and it hooked. It hit pocket, it flat 10. I'll take it though. If that's my look on the team pattern where everybody seems to be struggling this year, I'll take it. One thing I'll notice is if there was a ball review for the level, but I've noticed that they said the oil absorption rate was really fast on this ball, and my gosh, it is. By the time the ball comes back from the return, pretty much all of the oil is gone, which is interesting to me. I've never seen that out of a ball before. Up the lane a little bit, and it takes off as you might expect. But the last thing I want to try with that ball in this pattern, I want to make a 1-and-1 right and look at 2 and really see if I can take advantage of that natural hook that it's creating out there and see what happens. So 1 right with our feet to 7 at the dots, and looking at the 2 board at the arrows. Good shot. And drove right through, split the 8-9. So I'll try that one more time to see if I can repeat it. And honestly, I mean, I think there is actually a semi out of bounds today out there. And what you're seeing is that the ball is just digging and eating through it. So that does tell me there's not probably a lot of room out there, because you saw when I got it a little direct. With the IQ 78 and the level, they both kind of took off and went through the head pin, likely to leave a split at nationals. So I don't know how dependable that line is, but I really do like that track area, like 11-12 type of line with the balls, especially the level. The IQ 78 would be there later, as I said. The Effect Tour Edition is not bad either. Just being asim, I don't know if it'll hook too much, but I really am liking what I'm seeing. I'll throw one up the gutter again, and then I'll move left to the track area. Another pretty good shot. But see, I touched up on it just a little bit with my fingers at the bottom of the swing, and it took off again. So not the greatest sign. So we're gonna move to the track area. I'm gonna look at 11 at the arrows first and see if that helps. So the thinking here is probably standing 41 feet. So probably standing 28, looking at 11. See if that works. Good shot. Ooh, ring 10. So that tells me a couple things. Probably not the right ball selection for right now on this, how fresh this is. But I'm thinking if I go half right with my feet, I'll be fine. And that line looks really good with the shape of the ball. So that's probably about where I'll go for today. I'm gonna try the half right move. That is gonna make my angles considerably straight, but I'm on 22.5, looking at 11 here. Oh, I leaked it right. And that's the danger of throwing a ball that doesn't hook a lot. You miss right on a flat pattern and it's not coming back. All right, let's try that again, because today we're gonna leave a lot of the bad shots in, because I know you guys really want to see what the actual practice is like. So we're gonna try the same deal. 22.5, looking at 11. Good shot. Didn't quite want to get there. It was probably a hair right down lane of where it needed to be. I think the effector from that spot or a similar spot would probably be best for fresh. So now with the effector, I'm gonna stand 26, looking 13, actually looking 12, and see what happens. Good shot. And light mixer. So that's the line that I really think I should play right there. That 26 with my feet and looking 12 to get that little extra angle, and I think is the right way to go. Let's try that same shot again. 26, looking at 12, see if it's too much angle. Another good shot. Ooh, okay. So you see the primary difference there. Just missing like a board or two inside of your break point, even though I had the same mark at the arrows, which was 12. It makes a drastic difference going through the pins and how the ball hits the pins. And I went strike and then I had a high 8 count. So the difference there is like, you can easily split off of that if you get it going just a hair inside of your target left because of how flat the patterns are. So that's why I stressed in my video about breaking down the patterns as a team. That's why I stressed breaking them down so effectively. Because if you don't do that and you leave them kind of like this where they're fresh, you're going to be hurting because you're not going to have that automatic miss room created by your teammates. So definitely be sure to communicate with your team on breaking it down. And I think that it'll help you immensely in the long run. Even breaking down, if there's a little out of bounds, move left of it, break down that spot with surface, or maybe create some hold if you know that you're going to be missing left with some urethane or plastic down the middle of the lane. So to wrap up today's video, we're going to take the level and we're going to hit 11, standing 29 is the goal. Good shot. And kicks out that 7-pin, slap it off. So I just want to say, guys, as far as my arsenal goes for nationals, you know, we're limited to 8 balls. And so I've kind of honed it in. I'm still thinking about the double level strategy, but especially for those 7 that I think would be most effective for me in my bag. I've got the RST Hyperdrive and the Effector Edition as my top 2 ASIMs. I'm definitely thinking the Equinox is going to be my shinier ASIM that you saw last video that I threw a bunch. And then I've got, for the middle of the bag, the level, possibly a second level, or maybe my Sublime Focus if I need something a little shinier, or even the Swag Fusion if you watched the last video, because I love that ball. Shout out to Swag, as my shirt says. And then the level, obviously, and then a urethane ball for sure of the IQ78, and then I think the other urethane ball, the Zen U, if I want to slow wheel it, might be the other play there. So that's what it's sounding like right now for my 8-ball arsenal for nationals, since I'm driving to Louisiana this year. I get to take all 8. So with that said, thanks for joining us today. Next week we will be having the TAT practice pattern come out, and the next day I'll be flying out to Vegas to bowl the TAT July 1st. So look forward to that video, guys. Thank you so much for watching today. Use code FloppyPenguin10 at checkout at Coolwick.com for 10% off your next Coolwick order. And always happy to provide more information for the YouTube space in bowling. So thanks, guys. See you later.